Hello everyone and welcome back to the Esports Rundown on March 21st, 2025. And I am very happy to be at full energy again and talking about some ARC World Tour Finals. They have started today. I believe it's just the LCQ has started. There's been, I could probably look at the bracket, but we'll just go over it later. There's been nothing solid from lower bracket except for from, at least in Guild Together there's been nothing, but we have finals bracket for last year's Wildfire. We have Indicate, Blue Sky in the uppers, and then Yannick, Have a Nice Day, Destin, and B-Paul fighting in that last group. Zenith, the only Japanese representation, not able to get in, and then Kate, I'm not even going to try and say Cake's name fully, the only European representation, also not able to get in. I don't know how they're handling this, if they're adding another group, another person. They might be, because Leffen had to drop out. Which I think is good, instead of just having like an FF. So it'll be two. Yeah, it's very unfortunate that he had to drop out, but regardless, it's still gonna be a great tournament. These groups look very stacked already. Like Group B looks terrifying to me from the outside, but yeah, it'll be a super fun Guilty Gear tournament. And then the last chance qualifier for Under Night has finished, and 2GB Combo has made it all the way through. And they will be in the group stage, which, let me go to here. Oh, no, they're not even group stage. They're just a tournament. Weird. So, yeah, here's the bracket. Maru Mosin, Oshihito, 2GB Combo, Big Black versus Sanaru, Koi versus Defiant. So, very much US and Japan. There's the lone representation of in all of Europe as a whole, but mostly just Great Britain as Mosin, but wait. Oh, Defiant's Puerto Rico. Okay. I was like, that's not the US flag. So yeah, this is gonna be a great tournament. It seems it'll be happening on the 23rd the entire day, so it's just on Sunday they'll be run through the entire thing, which kind of makes sense. I assume all the bracket stages are gonna be on Sunday and group stage is gonna be tomorrow for Guilty Gear, and that would be correct. So yeah, look out for that, watch that. It's going to be a very exciting tournament. As we head over to Smash Brothers, we have another one of these insane Japanese tournaments. It feels like every week it's just kind of like a weekly that there's these goats that come and play, and it's always super fun. So I would say probably watch the VODs, just because, you know, it's definitely tough as a North American to watch anything in APAC, but watch the VODs or just get up early. Who knows? And then next week's gonna be the fun one with Battle BC. And nothing happened last week, so nothing really to talk about in Smash. I'm gonna move over to Call of Duty, as they are into their major, and it is happening literally right now as I'm recording this. I'm recording later in the day than I normally have, and the LA Thieves just hate me, I think. I mentioned on Monday that I really thought this was the Thieves tournament to win, and they lose to the Breach immediately. They did bounce back against the Heretics, so like there's a little bit of hope of the lower bracket run, but then they have to go against Carolina, who also fell early, which I think was pretty unexpected, and the Surge 3-0ing them, so the Surge might be going on a run. And then just look at that phase, man. If they feel inevitable, I don't know. Maybe it's major energy. I just don't know. They look good. It feels like they should be the team to get to the grand finals, in my opinion. Ultra also not really looking great. But they're going down against the Gorillas, so hopefully that's kind of a confidence booster for them, and then they get to go play Optic. And with this new look Optic, with 3-0ing Rocker, with the home crowd, I don't want to count them out. It's definitely going to be significantly harder, and I think I wouldn't bet on them winning, but honestly, I've seen crazier, and it's Optic in Texas, and that is a very magical thing. But yeah, so just amazing matches are gonna be happening. I think this is gonna be tomorrow. Yeah. The upper bracket's tomorrow. Lower bracket is going to be later today. So these matches are... I'll try and upload this in... Or no, only one. Okay, LA Thieves. So this is going to be a banger. I'm definitely going to actually tune into this. It's happening in like 30 minutes. So this will probably be over by the time I upload this. But yeah, Optic plays tomorrow. And then this is happening right now. So yeah, this will be going out through the entire weekend. Sunday will be upper bracket finals, grand finals, lower bracket finals, and lower semis. So lots of Call of Duty this weekend. It's always fun. Skipping over Overwatch because they don't have anything going on. I'll check just to make sure. I should have checked beforehand if China has any teams. No, they don't. So we are gonna go. We're going to group these together. This is going to be a new thing. We're going to go to Marvel Rivals now. Because it's kind of like these games go together. I try to group the games that make sense. Whether it's publisher or just the game style. Oh, Asia had a different tournament? Oh, what was this? This was a while ago. Okay, well, look at this. Reject has a team. Or an NLE. I don't recognize any of these. Is that Dreamer Overwatch? That is Dreamer Overwatch. Okay. There's a lot of former Overwatch players. I'm just taking a look. But yeah, Reject, not able to get it. NLE taking it. But looking at North America, they're actually playing right now. I think it is Rad versus NTMR. Shroud, unfortunately, already out. That is not the showing that I think they want. Shinigami being able to move on. Rad versus NTMR is right now, and then 100 Thieves, Envy, Sentinels, FlyQuest is later tonight. I'll probably be up for this. I'm going to watch the FlyQuest team. I'm trying to support FlyQuest a little bit more, so this will always be fun. But there's also actual results of the fight night. Do they not have? They don't show fight night here. Okay, so fight night. This isn't Alpha Wiki. Fight night happened yesterday. I don't know the results for EMEA. But I know for the Americas region, Envy beat Sentinels in a reverse sweep, and then Sentinels 3-0'd Envy. So sorry, I have no visual for that. But yeah, I'm interested to see the formats of this. I guess this is gonna be their big format. I don't know. I need to look more into Marvel Rivals Esports, but it's gonna be fun to watch. I think already watching a little bit of it, it seems entertaining. And hopefully it becomes kind of a staple. As we go back to our main wikis, Apex we got a little bit, Rainbow we still have a little bit. So let's go to League of Legends, and I'm going to talk about EMEA Masters, just because that's what I've been personally watching a lot of. And we've had some big surprises. Finishing out the group stage, Big Clan not able to get past Team Phantasma. ICI Japan Corp getting through on the upper bracket side. Really no big surprises other than Team Phantasma, I would say. But Heretics getting through makes sense. Zenit getting through also makes a fair amount of sense. And then Los Ratones, I think a lot of people, including myself, would have been high on. And we go to the playoffs. We're almost done. We have games tomorrow and then games on Sunday. But the big story is Heretics going down to Team Phantasma in the quarterfinals. Supermassive going down to Los Ratones. Which that's not as big of an upset, I would say. But Supermassive was one of the favorites. And then Japan Corp beating KC. Like, the three probably tournament favorites all got knocked out. I.e. Heretics, Supermassive, and KC. I know KC had issues with their jungler being sold and then their support having these issues, so that's obviously not full strength Carmine Corp. But yeah, Team Phantasma is going to be playing Los Ratones tomorrow in the best of 5 Fearless, and the winner of that will be facing ICI Japan Corp on Sunday. So it's been super fun. Go watch EMEA Masters, please. Great tournament. Let's go over to Dota. Off of that. What was the yes, Fissure. Fissure has their matchups for round 1. I don't think any of them have actually played yet. So I don't think any big surprises in terms of like who's got matched up to who. Good luck, have fun. That's all I got. And then is it EPL that I was looking at? No, I don't remember what I was looking. I remember I thought there was something this week that was already being played, but I guess I was wrong. Maybe it's just Wallachia just finishing up, and then I was looking at this ahead already. I think I looked at this ahead too much quickly. So yeah, I don't think any big surprises in terms of teams getting into the tournament. One win I think is a new one. Same with one move. But GG qualifying, Night Pulse, I think they've been around. And the invites all make a good amount of sense. So that'll be a fun tournament. It's starting it's starting tomorrow, and that goes all the way till next week. So we will be checking in mid-tournament for them, and we'll be going now to Counter-Strike. As Counter-Strike has been having the Blast Open Spring, and we talked about this a little bit, but go through some of the results. No big upsets. Vert Pro beating FaZe, I guess, is like one of those like 50-50 toss-ups. Part of me wants to say the same thing about Mouse and Falcons, but I think recently Mouse has just been outperforming Falcons. And actually, as I say that, Mouse beat Team Spirit, so that is actually a pretty big upset. And it makes that lower bracket that is already terrifying even more terrifying, because you have Vert Pro having to just dogfight against Falcons, and then Team Spirit having to dogfight against FaZe Clan. Astralis going 0-2 in this tournament is really disappointing. I don't know what's really been happening with them. Especially with Astralis, I think you just wish more for them in CS. Like, at least coming from the league side, they were always kind of pitiful, but from CS, like, they used to do stuff. So hopefully they can kind of find their form and return to what they were. And then in Group B, their matches have not been played in further, but they have the first rounds where G2 beat Imperial, EF beat Team Liquid, Navi beat Furia, and the Mongols actually played a close game against M80, and some people think that M80 should have won 2-0, but Mongols clutched out in that Dust 2, and then in Inferno it was just all them. Like, I felt bad. I was like so excited because like, if M80 was able to win that match, they would have qualified for the major because they would have leapfrogged wildcard for the points, but obviously they were not able to do that. They do have a chance if they're able to beat Furia, and then I don't know who they'd be playing in the upper bracket semis. I don't think the Furia win would just be enough, but they're not completely out of that yet. And so these matches are happening tomorrow. And then the culmination of that will be on the 24th, and we'll just have like some matches on the 23rd. These I think on the 24th. So all the qualifying matches are on the 24th, thankfully. So they're going to be nice to us. And yeah, CS is amazing. Go watch CS. Going over to Valorant, who is starting their season's play right now. I know China's been happening for a bit. I kind of missed that last week. As we have, do they have like a good schedule on this? No, they don't. Oh wait, no, they probably do. Yeah, here we go. As this week we have C9 currently playing NRG, and they're 1-1. Crew is going to be playing Loud, and I think that's should be a pretty easy win for Crew. G2 playing Furia, probably an easy win for G2. EMEA versus Leviathan, I think it's going to be a very, very interesting match. 2-game versus EG, I don't know if 2-games really hype player is able to play. Do we have the we don't have the result. Okay. The 2 games of really hype players going to be able to play. But that could be interesting to see if 2 games are able to kind of punch up more of in a regular season sense. And then Sentinels 100 Thieves. It's not a week 1 without a Sentinels 100 Thieves. And then I will leave the next week's matches for later because I don't really need to talk about them. I'll talk about them next week. So I think really just 2 Gigabangers and MIBR Leviathan and then Sentinels 100 Thieves. As we go to... let's go over China. As they played a good amount of matches, I believe. BLG taking down XLG. What is it? It's just like SLG Esports. Okay. I don't know all the teams in the LP. I know LPL teams. I do not know Chinese Valorant teams. So Trace beat All Gamers. Yeah, All Gamers. I'm learning these slowly. Dragons taking down NV. Tai Lu unfortunately losing to EDG. I've started to love Tai Lu. JDG losing to Wolves. FPX beating TEC. NV does beat EDG, which is a huge surprise. Because you'd imagine EDG is gonna kind of run this league. So interesting to see if NV is able to kind of punch up. FPX does take down Tai Lu 2-1, and then tomorrow is going to be XLG versus All Gamers, Trace versus Wolves, TEC versus Dragons, BLG versus JDG. If that was LPL, that would have been a really hype match, but I think BLG kind of should stomp JDG. That'll talk about the 27th a bit because we have JDG versus Trace, which I think will be a pretty easy game for Trace Esports. I think in terms of just looking at this group stage, FPX being 2-0 isn't inherently surprising because I don't think you've really put a lot of stock into Titans and Tai Lu. I think the big thing you look at is Nova beating EDG, but then also still losing to Dragon Rager. So that could be a thing to look out for, see if EDG is having a semi-slump. And if FPX, like, if they're kind of legit, or is it just they played the bottom 2 teams in the group? And then just Group Omega, there's just not enough to really kind of infer. Like, they played 1 match against each other, really. Trace bouncing back is nice to see. Because they did not have a good... I think they literally had, like, the worst performance at any international event. It'll be interesting to see if Wolves can keep it up. But obviously they did beat JDG, and I also think JDG is a bottom barrel team. And then BLG, seeing if they can kind of make the international this time around, because I think they were one of the favorites to try and do that. As we're just going to keep going across, we'll go to EMEA. I don't believe they've started yet. I'd be correct. And they start midweek next week. So I'll talk about the matches for week 1. Vitality versus GX, I think, is going to be an interesting one to see if GX can kind of bounce back, because I think people were higher on them roster-wise, but they really didn't perform in the whatever the opening event is called. And so they will be playing a very tough Vitality team. It's not inherently like you need to win this, but I think they really need to look good. Heretics versus Apex. Heretics obviously didn't get to the major. International, like I have to say international, it's not major. And I think they want to make a big statement. Footballs versus Koi. I don't think that should be anything crazy. I think Fnatic versus Na'Vi is going to be really hype. Just based on the fact that I believe Those two teams are going to be like fighting for that third spot. So I think that will be very interesting to kind of see what they're able to do. I know TL was in that second spot. I think I'm assuming Vitality TL, but like honestly, I think TL is the more likely than Vitality to drop out of that. So it's like I could easily see a scenario where it's like Vitality, Heretics, Fnatic getting in. So yeah, be some good matches. And then last but not least, the actually winners of the international, so definitely not least, let's talk about APAC. They have their matches starting tomorrow morning. DFM will be playing Global Esports, and then the reigning world champions, well, not world champions, I guess, but reigning best team in the world right now. T1 will be facing Zeta Division, who is probably one of the worst teams in the world. I love Zeta. I really do love Zeta Division. But man, they need to figure it out. But so I think those two games, I only expect too much. I think DFM Global could be entertaining. But the absolute giga banger of the week, best match in Valorant Esports this weekend is going to be DRX versus PaperX. Can PaperX kind of bring themselves out of that slump? They looked really bad in that first tournament. They got knocked out way too early to DFM. Can they bounce back, and can they kind of return to form? And then DRX, they got knocked out by T1, and they thought they were the best Korean team. They thought they were the best APAC team, and now they want to reinvent themselves and reinforce the fact that no, it was just a fluke. They are better than everyone else. So that'll be a very, very fun match to watch. Talon versus Team Secret. I think Talon needs to win this just to kind of solidify themselves as one of those teams that will try and go for that top 4. Because you can't lose the easy ones like this, I would say. Not to say Team Secret's bad, but like they're probably more in that like 8th range. So yeah. Gen G, new look Gen G versus Boom. Probably one of the better chances for them to kind of test out this new roster. And then Nongshin playing RRQ. That is your week 1 for Valorant. Definitely gonna be some entertaining matches. I'm excited to watch them, as I was actually just watching the C9 NRG game before starting this. And last, we will be going over Rocket League because we got the major coming up. I think the Swiss stage starts in 5 days, so it'll be starting earlier than I will be starting my coverage. So probably round 2, and I'll probably be co-streaming this, by the way, so I'll shout that out next time. But we got the round 1 matches. I mentioned this, I think, when I talked about it the first time. These are terrible seeds. I don't understand why they did it like this. It's very frustrating. It's unacceptable that NRG is playing Gen G. The fact that we have a same region matchup in week 1 is disgusting. Or in round 1 is disgusting. Like, that should never happen. That is like the one thing you want to avoid. But then, like, a lot of other stuff doesn't make sense. Because, like, why is Wildcard playing KC? Doesn't make sense. Like, Furia getting to play Chiefs. That's actually probably the one that makes probably the most sense. I mean, it probably should be Wildcard, but I don't know. Geek playing football, this also makes 0 sense. But I'm going to stop ranting. I'm just going to talk about this logically. KC is going to beat Wildcard. Energy is going to beat Gen G. Falcon's going to beat Team Secret. Vitality is going to beat Twisted Minds, so that's going to be a close one. It's going to be sneaky. Fury is going to beat Chiefs. Complexity is beating Dignitas. I don't really believe in this Dig team. Ultimates are going to beat LG, and then Geek is going to kill Footballists. I just want to make sure. Yeah. So yeah, and then we'll have the round that will be on the 27th. Round 2 high will be on the 27th and low. Then round 3 upper lower is going to be on the 28th. And then we'll be able to talk about those when it gets closer, because I'll be talking about it on that Friday. It's going to be a very entertaining tournament. For some reason, if you're able to be in Birmingham, you should probably go. The Rocket League events are always super fun. I've been to 3, I think, LAN events. And they were all just a wonderful time. The community is great. You should support Rocket League. He's Epic from the talk scene, like from what Orgs have been saying, Epic has not been doing a great job. But on that note, esports decals will be getting released on April 22nd, I believe. I want to double check that. Yeah, on April 22nd, there's going to be esports decals. They're going to be universal decals. They can be used on any car, so that's going to be super cool, hopefully. And then there's going to be goal explosions for them too. So go support Rocket League esports. They definitely need it, and just support esports in general. And that just means watching it. You know, you don't need to do anything more. But if you do have the means and stuff, like, make a team. Be Los Ratones. That being said, I'm definitely gonna end it here. I don't think there's anything I need to talk about. It's a 26-minute one, so not terrible. So yeah, everyone, please do me a favor and why did it go to black? Okay, I don't know what happened. Hopefully there was no problems during the recording. Everyone have a wonderful day. Like, comment, subscribe to all that stuff. And I'm gonna say it again. Have a wonderful, wonderful day or night whenever you're watching this.